Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be doing a state of the collection video. We are over halfway through 2023 and I thought it'd be really useful for you guys to see, or not even useful, just interesting to see what I've actually kept in my collection. So I've obviously been through a fair amount of watches, but these are the ones that have stuck in my watch box and that I do wear on a rotation basis. Some I wear very frequently, some others not so much. But like I say, they are watches that have stayed in the watch box and they are still with me. Now, I do put affiliate links on my videos for these watches, and that's primarily because it is expensive buying these and producing the content for you. So if you do like any of them, please do buy them through the affiliate link. I make a small commission, or the channel makes a small commission, and then I can reinvest that into buying more watches to show you guys. So without further ado and without any particular preference, let's go through what I now have in my collection for 2023. Okay, so first up we have a Submariner Homage. This is a steel dive, SD 1953 is the reference, and contains a Seiko NH35 automatic movement. You can buy these from AliExpress for thereabouts 100 to 120 Australian, possibly sometimes cheaper when they have the sales on. But for that 120 bucks, you get a fully automatic watch, sapphire crystal, you get a ceramic bezel, you get good water resistance, a very decent bracelet for the price, and it also includes shipping. So over here in Australia, $120 for a very, very good quality Submariner Homage can't be beaten. I'd highly recommend it. If it's something that you like, that Submariner look, then certainly go and get it. I like it so much that I actually went and got myself the Kermit version as well, so the green ceramic bezel version. Specs etc. all the same, but really good watches, water resistant to 200 meters plus, so you don't need to worry about it. And here in Australia I've worn both of these at the beach, so going from being very hot on the beach to in the nice cool water, neither of them have let me down. They are water resistant, guys, so very good watch if you like that Submariner look. Probably about 3 or 4 months ago, maybe a bit longer, I did a collaboration video with Jody from Just One More Watch, and he made a comment about this next watch that I'm going to show you being the first watch that you should buy when you start looking at that Homage watch on AliExpress. And it's another steel dive. It's the Willard, or the SD 1970. Now I have got this watch on the rubber strap, as you can see. You can get it on a steel bracelet, and I think if I had my time again I probably would have bought the bracelet version because there's no difference in price, and then bought the rubber strap separate. But you can get them in a variety of different colorways. You can get a nice green, you can get blue, I think they also do a red, and they also do some fancy dial versions which are slightly more expensive. But again, really good watch, very classic look, and 100 bucks I think they're thereabouts in sales. Absolute banger, certainly something you should get. Okay, where do we go from here? Let's move it to a brand that I've done videos on quite a bit, and I've spoken about this particular watch in great detail. Now, I'll preface this by saying that I have owned the watch that this is often compared to. In fact, I've owned a couple of different versions of them, and all of them are gone. And it's the Omega Speedmaster. So I've owned the Sapphire Sandwich, I've owned the reduced automatic version, I've owned a couple of variations of the Hesselite, and they've all gone. The one constant that has stayed in my collection that is a space themed watch is this, which is the Bulova Lunar Pilot. Now this is the earlier model. There was 2 that came out originally back in the day, one with a NATO strap, and then this, which was the luxury version on the steel bracelet. I got the steel bracelet version, obviously. Fantastic watch, 262 kilohertz quartz movement. What that means? Well, apart from the fact that it gives you a chronograph hand that moves very similarly to what you'll find on a mechanical chronograph, it also gives you unparalleled accuracy to the tune of there or thereabouts 10 seconds or 15 seconds, no, 10 seconds a year actually, 10 seconds a year accuracy. Now just to put that into perspective, the next best watch that I would say outside of Bulova brand that produces a watch that is that accurate is probably Grand Seiko Quartz with the 9F movement, and you're going to be looking at maybe two and a half Australian, $3,000 second hand to buy one of those watches. They're a very, very good watch for the price, and I think this goes for all my collection. In my honest opinion, these are the finest watches that I want to own. I have gone down the rabbit hole of buying expensive watches, and I've got one left that is in the thousands of dollar range. The rest of them are all sub $500 because it's good enough for me. I'm happy with what I've got in my collection. But that's a different video, but like I say, very nice Apollo Lunar Pilot. You want a Speedmaster style look, but you want you know, budget. This, you can pick them up $400 or $500, regularly less than that's on the second-hand market, so check eBay's, Facebook Marketplace, so on and so forth. Sorry, the one thing I would say about this though, this watch though, is size-wise, on the wrist, it is slightly large. Now, it doesn't bother me, I don't mind a slightly larger watch, but if you are bothered about the size, even though the dark side Lunar Pilot version, so that's the PVD black version, that does actually have, I suppose, an effect that makes it wear slightly smaller. So if you're bothered about this size, try and find the PVD black version. It does wear smaller, trust me. Alright, so if you haven't noticed, apart from my bunged up nose, I do have a bit of an accent. So I live here in Australia. I moved over here back in 1999, so I was originally from England, and Nottingham in England. So for anybody out there that watches soccer, you Reds, Nottingham Forest, the finest team in the Premier League. Well, they are in my mind, performance-wise not, but like I say, born in Nottingham, proud, go you Reds. Anyway, now I've got that over. The reason I mention that is because obviously there's a massive time difference between here in Australia and the UK, and as such, for me, a GMT watch is absolutely critical. So I'm not waking up family members on purpose anyway at you know, ridiculous hours of the morning or very late at night. So a GMT watch is absolutely critical for me. And I have two of them at the moment. I'm about to get a third, but you'll see that in another video in the next couple of weeks. But what we currently have, I've got the Pagani design Rolex Explorer 2 Polar Homage. Now this is the V2 or V3 version, so it's got a Seiko NH34 GMT movement. The original version of this watch had a Pearl DG 5933, I think it was. Anyway, it was a Chinese GMT movement. Got a lot of shit actually for the fact that, you know, people were saying it broke down and what have you. I owned that one as well, and it was fine. So guys, yeah, absolutely, the Seiko NH34 GMT movement is superior in my mind anyway. But the Pearl movement, you can pick these up for a lot cheaper with the Pearl movement. I didn't have a problem with it, and I owned two of them, and I owned them for 6 to 12 months or thereabouts. No problems whatsoever. So if you do like this, like I say, if you want to spend the extra to get the Seiko NH34, then please do so. But the Pearl DG movement is perfectly fine as well. I'm going to put links in the description to both of them so you can weigh it up yourself. Everybody has different priorities, but for me, this new version with the Seiko movement, absolutely spot on. Brilliant watch. And I must say, this version has slightly better lume. It's not fantastic. Well, actually, sorry, it is fantastic when you compare it to another Pagani watch, especially the first version of this, but yeah, reasonable lume. Not to the standard of Steel Dive, but like I say, it's good enough. Right, next GMT watch. This is a watch that I will never get rid of, and my darling wife bought it for me on my 30th, which was quite some time ago, I'll admit. And it's the Seamaster GMT. So this came out around about the time of the Pierce Brosnan era. Everybody had the blue wavy dial Brosnan Seamaster. I wanted to go with something slightly different, and again, because it's got that GMT hand on, it was perfect for my particular purposes. But like I say, this was a gift from my wife. It's been serviced once since we got married back in 2006, I think it was. So, you know, it's a really good watch, fantastic chronometer grade movement. Clearly not to the same technology as the current range of watches coming out from Omega, but like I say, it's a sentimental piece, so this will be going to one of the kids down the track, but fantastic watch. Love it very much, and love my missus very much, so thank you, darling. Right, okay, go to another quartz watch, and a staple of every watch collector's collection, you should have a G-Shock. This is the 5600 model from G-Shock. Lovely movement, very reliable, super tough, and I have owned this for years and years and years. Now, it is the solar version, so it does recharge, similar to EcoDrive technology or the solar technology from Seiko, but it comes in that fantastic G-Shock form. Great watch, you can just do that with it, and like I say, just give it all the abuse and it's absolutely perfect. All right, another, we'll start, yeah, go with this, a piece of fun. So this is from Bernie Watch. This is a Submariner Homage. Again, it's got the Seiko NH35 movement in it, but these are, you can get them on the website, and I'll put a link on the site. You can customize this watch, so you can choose the bezel color, the bezel type, the dial color. You can even get printing on the dial. Now, I have done a video on this watch previously. I got mine with TWC to say the watch channel up at the top, and then at the bottom just being slightly sarky. No wait list, no prior purchase history required. So just a bit of a kick at the or a jibe at Rolex, and now I don't think you do need purchase history or what have you. That the market's gone very soft, but like I say, fun bit of watch, and you know, great actually if you want to gift it to somebody, you want to put something on the dial. I think they're about 150 bucks, something like that. Awesome watch for the money, and like I say, a bit of fun, but yeah, great. All right, so we've got two left in the collection, guys. And we'll go with this one. Now, this is a, I don't know, you know what, I'd be really keen to understand, if you guys know out there, what the relationship is between these two brands. So this is Addys Dive, which sounds very similar to Steel Dive. Addys Dive, Steel Dive. Packaging, very similar. And like I say, very nice watch this. I got this because it has a really unique dial, and it's also got a movement called the Seiko VH31. Now, I don't know whether you can actually see that on the that second hand. It moves 4 times per second, so it has got somewhat of a mechanical look about it, which I really enjoy. It is a classically sized watch at 36 mils, which I thought might be too small, but it isn't actually. It fits really well, and it just goes to show that you don't need a watch the size of a pie dish. 36 mils is more than enough, and quite frankly, Frank Sinatra used to wear something smaller than that, and if it was good enough for Frank, it's good enough for you. So anyway, very nice watch. Got a bit of a Grand Seiko-y sort of feel to it, quite frankly. Not in terms of the quality, which isn't that bad actually, I must say. The dial and the finishing on the case is fantastic. Bracelet's not too bad either. But you can pick this up for about 100 bucks Australian. Again, AliExpress. Fantastic watch, and with it being quartz, no service problems with it. You just whack a battery in and off you go again. Lastly, we have a San Martin. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, San Martin is another AliExpress watch brand. I would say that with my experience of this particular watch, it is certainly a league above most of the watch brands that you'll find on AliExpress. Now, there are varying experiences in terms of customer service. So I think with all of these watches from AliExpress, you do take a bit of a risk, in as much as if that watch encounters some problems, you really are sort of on your own, quite frankly. So do bear that in mind. But in terms of finishing and the quality of this watch, absolutely fantastic. This, as you can see, has that sort of Tudor look to it. Lube on it is fantastic. Finishing and overall quality, outstanding. But you do pay a premium. I think I paid about 250 Australian, maybe even up to 280, something like that. Again, it includes delivery, but very nice watch, fantastic lume, and the bracelet is certainly well above what you find the other price range of Paganis and Steel Dives. Anyway guys, that's the state of the collection. I hope you've enjoyed the video. By all means, if you do have any questions, put them down in the comments section and I will come back to you. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend and I will see you in a new video soon. Take care guys. Goodbye.